Yo guys, what's up? It's Inferno here today with a impressions video for Kingdom Hearts Missing Link. Um, this one's gonna be a bit more freestyle compared to what I usually do when it comes to like video talks and everything. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. So Kingdom Hearts Missing Link is the new mobile game that's coming out supposedly next year, I think. Well, who knows, they could always delay or whatever, but yeah, currently right now it's in beta. Right now it's only for the iOS, so basically iPhones. I don't think you can play on your iPads for this particular beta, but full release, that should be easily possible. Probably be even better, honestly. The Android beta comes out January or like early next year, they said. Which would probably be a bit better for most people, because then at least then you can use like BlueStacks or whatever to play it and everything and have maybe a better experience overall. But yeah, I've been fortunate to being selected, surprisingly, because when it comes to me applying for these betas, that's not really the case half the time. But yeah, I got selected. I've been playing for the past few days, minus one day because I was like, I'm not too sure what to do. But yeah, so far it has been pretty decent for the most part. Now, in terms of story, there's really not much story in the beta, which is it's not surprising, but at the same time kind of disappointing as well. With these betas, they want to just test out the main features, which is probably the GPS function and everything, if it works well and all that stuff as well. But sometimes you do want a bit of story just to like get people, you know, a bit more interested into it. So this story is basically, all the story that's in the beta is essentially like the first 20 minutes after you've created your character. You have a prologue, you have a new character that comes and introduce himself, and surprise, surprise, Darkseid is there again to face off as your first boss, which it just seems to be like a running thing with Kingdom Hearts. It's just like, yo, Darkseid's back again, bro. Which it kind of gets boring after a while. It's like Sonic and Green Hill Zone, like after a while you've got to change it. But yeah, that is basically it for the story. After that, the game tells you to like go and talk to the Moogles and have a like do the quest that it gives you and everything to unlock, say, the treasure chest on the maps, the raid battles and all that, and like party function as well. There are like a few quests you can do in the game as well, like for the beta at least. You got like some challenge ones, got some material ones that you can do daily to gain like materials for your keyblades and your pieces, as they call them in this game, which is basically like your skills and everything, like Viagra and all that stuff. God, that sounded so wrong there. But basically, yeah, all your skills there. You also have accessories as well in the game, but I'll talk about that a bit later on. But essentially, you have all of those that you can do daily. You got your daily missions to do, your weeklies to do, and then you got like your main missions to do as well. Daily missions are not too hard to do, though it does tell you to like go and take like 1,000 steps in the real world, which, I mean, personally for me it's not an issue. I do like 7k like daily pretty much, unless it's like a weekend more or less. But yeah, for the people that just want to play at home, you're probably gonna miss that out unless you want to like spoof your GPS and stuff, which I'll kind of dive into a bit later on. But yeah, you can do all of that. Now you do have some sort of pass system in the game. It's a bit like a battle pass, but not like your traditional ones that you've seen throughout the years that we've come to mostly hate for most people, but some people actually don't mind them as well. But yeah, that's in the game. You have the free one, then you got the premium one. Obviously the premium one you can't buy because this is a beta, but you do get some rewards from it here and there, though it seems very minor, so I don't think even buying like the premium one's even worth it at this point. But who knows, they might change it in the full game. You also do have a shop in the game as well, where you can use your currency or jewels, pretty much the stuff that you get through the game, or top up if you really want to buy like daily items and stuff to kind of help you and everything as well. Which, I mean, I guess at the start you might do here and there if you want to try and like push your level quite quickly, but I don't think it's really too needed, because you do actually get some of these items in the overworld, pretty much, or astral plane as they call it in this game. I myself did actually use it a bit, so I did buy like a few ethers and stuff here and there just to like refill my MP bar, mainly because your MP can go very quickly, especially with like the high-end skills and all that as well. But yeah, that's there. It's not too bad. It's not the end of the world with that one. Then comes like exploration. So now you can actually explore Scala quite good, honestly. Like it's quite big, honestly. You've got quite a few NPCs there that you can talk to and everything as well. And depending on the time of the days, their dialogue will change, which is, I guess, pretty decent. Honestly, I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, you can explore it quite a bit. Obviously, there's not too much to do in there right now, but it gives you a glimpse of like what's there to come. Maybe there might be more hub worlds later on, but I guess that will probably be the main one at the moment. Now, when it comes to like the actual exploration and stuff, there are like two types of modes. So you have touch mode and GPS mode. So touch mode essentially allows you to play it from the comfort of your home or everything, or wherever you are pretty much, which is, I guess, good for like streamers and stuff. But in this mode, you would use AP to, say, refill your HP and stuff, or like signpost, or to fight enemies, or to go to the guard post to see if there's like any danger lurking about. Basically, literally anything on the map you would use AP for, and it can go very quickly, which is obviously to be expected because you're not actually moving. The main being focus for this game is to like move and like go about in the world. Now you also have GPS mode, which is essentially like Pokemon Go. So wherever you're walking in the world, it will update in real time pretty fast. In this mode, you don't use AP at all, so you actually gain a lot from this mode. You actually gain AP as well from like the fights, treasure chests and all that stuff as well, so it's a good way to go and farm. So say for example you're going for like your daily walk or something, you can easily just farm while you're going about it. Now obviously obviously I was doing the touch mode for the most part. It's pretty decent. Obviously you kind of do have to be concerned about your location and stuff. So in this game, the game actually does show like all the street names and stuff, or at least the majority of them, like notable areas and everything as well. Like even when I booted up the game, I was like, alright, I'm like literally like outside my own area pretty much. So it can be a bit of concern because we all know there are some weirdos out there that might come and stalk you here and there. But yeah, it's honestly done a pretty good job of capturing like the world, or like most of the world anyway. I wasn't expecting it to be that in depth, but it's quite nice. It is. Obviously the game kind of warns you not to go into like private property and stuff, which is obviously to be expected when playing these types of games. But one way I mitigated this was by using a little program that if you played Pokemon Go, you might be aware of and stuff. I'll put it down in the description below. It actually works quite well with the iPhone, surprisingly. So essentially it allowed me to play technically in GPS mode, and I could like, on my PC I could just spoof where my location is pretty much. So I'll just move into like different areas and stuff, and just not using any AP, which is quite a blessing, honestly. But yeah, I don't know if they'll change that in the main game. Hopefully not, but who knows, we'll see. I don't think it's like, I guess it's on like Grey Line more or less, but it's I think personally for me it's not like the end of the world. It's not like you're cheating in the game or anything. But yeah, done that. So that allowed me to farm quite a bit, which comes into my next topic, is that there are like cluster pods in the world, which some of you might have seen or might not seen. These can range from like the elements that are in the game, so like fire, ice, wind, water, electric, earth, and then you also have like two special ones which are either silver or gold. So these ones essentially are like good for farming materials. So you'll face like a certain heartless pretty much, who are quite tanky honestly, unless you're using like your magic and stuff. And once you kill them, you gain a set amount of material. So for the silver one, the material will be for your skill pieces and everything, and then for the gold one, that's going to be for your keyblade. Now for your keyblades, you have 2 keyblades in this game, and if you say you want to level up the magic one, which is the green one, then you would need to switch your what was it called? It was like one of your gathering, basically like a gathering log in a sense. You'll see it's like a scroll on the game. You would need to switch that to volume 2 for it to drop the material for that particular one. And then also, if you want to do it for the first keyblade, you put on the first one. Kind of wish it could drop for both, but I guess they don't want to make it too easy for us. But yeah, that allowed me to farm quite a bit with the little program that I had. I got my keyblade up to level 30, and my god, it was something else, because the amount of material you need to level up from like, I say 25 onwards, it is ridiculous. Obviously this type of game, they don't expect you to like hit high levels so fast, but yeah, it's a real grind. But yeah, and now in terms of the actual battle in the game, it's pretty simple for the most part. So you have 4 slots that you can equip your pieces in, and then those would be like your attack cards where you're battling. You do have a auto mode as well, which is okay for the most part, especially if you just want to do like trash mobs and everything. I used it quite a bit when farming, but when it comes to like other content, I wouldn't really use it. I mean, you could probably get away with it, but auto mode can be a bit stupid sometimes. Essentially, like it will burn your MP very fast, very fast, and obviously you don't really have ways to recover that MP unless you're doing like certain battles and they actually drop MP orbs on the floor and stuff. But yeah, that was pretty decent. You have your attack, you have your jump, and you also can get double jump in the game as well, which I managed to get. I didn't even notice until like later on. And then you have your dodge roll as well, which is pretty nice. Obviously there's no guard in the game. Maybe they might add it later on, but I don't necessarily think the game needs a guard button, because then it'll just become way too easy. But I did notice that certain fights were a bit not even tricky. Like sometimes I didn't even realize my HP was going until it was too late. That was mainly like in the raid battles, which I'll talk about later on. But in the overworld, you do have a bit to do. So you can go and get like treasure chests and stuff that you can open with your jewels, or a treasure chest token, or you can let it set to 8 hours to unlock in like real time 8 hours. You got that to collect. You got nice, well, I say nice, you got a variety of cards to collect in the overworld as well. Some of them are like different rarity, like you can see it's shining and everything as well. These ones, which is probably like one of my points where I said the game can improve, is that you'll face like an NPC player and you don't know what level they could be. So from what I've noticed when I played it, they range from level 3, 15, 30 and 40, and sometimes I hit 40, like the 40 ones, and I'm not too sure. And obviously they say you have to do it within 30 seconds, and if you're a lower level, trying to do level 40 in 30 seconds is like near enough impossible. So yeah, maybe one improvement they could do is to say what level it is, so you just don't waste your AP if you're using like touch mode or anything. Obviously if you're in GPS mode, it's not too much of an issue, but AP mode you actually use quite a bit of sorry, not AP mode, touch mode, you actually use a lot of AP to activate it. But yeah, battling is not too bad. Exploring the astral plane is not too bad as well. Obviously you have different settings, so if your phone is not that great, you would probably want to put the settings down, but then if you do that, the overworld basically becomes flat, so you can't scale any buildings or anything. Now obviously if you do have all those options on, you can scale all the buildings and all that with your character, and it's pretty nice obviously. But I guess for most people, they'll probably just remove it because it's like not needed, and it would save a bit of performance for the game. Now, that's my next point. The performance seems okay in certain areas, especially like in instances where they teleport you somewhere else or you're in the town and everything. But there are times where I've been in battle and it's like running at like 5 to 10 FPS maximum, and I'm just thinking, what the hell is happening here? Obviously, it fixes itself, but yeah, that is a bit of a concern for me. Obviously, it just depends what phone you have or anything. I have the iPhone 14, which is relatively new, honestly. I could have got the 15, but I didn't really need that. But yeah, it's a bit of a concern. I guess if you're playing on emulator, it shouldn't be too bad, but I don't know how stable it will be there. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, performance can be better for the most part. Obviously, if you're playing this on the go, your battery life is going to drain very fast, so you should have like a power bank with you or something. But yeah, I don't expect it to improve greatly in the full game, but we never know. They could actually surprise us pretty much. Now, the gacha system in the game is to be expected. It's your usual type of stuff, so obviously the rates are going to be like pretty bad and all that. I have I got good luck on the gacha system, surprisingly. Obviously in the beta they give you quite a few gems to do give you a few gems daily, as well as 10 pool tickets as well. So I've done some pools. Every odd, say 2, 3, 10 pools, I was getting like a 3-star, which seems to be the maximum or the highest rarity at the moment. Yeah, I got a few of them. So I got Sora twice. I got Adult Riku, or the Riku that we all know now. I got him. I got Mickey. I got Donald. I got Goofy. I got Kyrie as well. I think there's a few others in the game as well. But yeah, I got those. You do get a fair amount of like 2 stars as well and 1 stars to be expected. But the 2 stars and 1 stars actually do pretty decent damage. Have good skills as well. Now, obviously, you can get these in the overworld as well, but most times they will be 1 stars, sometimes 2 stars, but the majority of times 1 stars. But yeah, the gacha system is there. To do a 10 pool, you need 3,000 jewels, which is pretty steep. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe they might change it. Probably not. It's not as bad as some other games. I mean, like you had the Atelier gacha game where they actually I think they had to decrease the price because it was something stupidly high. But yeah, that's there obviously. Now the raid battles in the game, currently there's only 1 raid, and that's Behemoth. You can either do level 15 or 40 for it. You probably get better rolls with 40, but I've tried 40 and not many people are on, and when they are, we end up just dying like near the end half of the time, mainly because you have to hit his horn, and if he's doing a certain attack while hitting it, your HP just depletes very, very, very fast. And I think your average person is not really checking their health, and they're just going full gun blazing mode on it. But yeah, the raid battles are pretty simple for now anyway. Behemoth, you have 1 wave. You have to defeat both, well, basically all of its legs and then its horn, then you complete the raid. It is doable solo, but obviously you're going to need a lot of gear. I need to be some sort of a high level, but if you've got like 3 people at least, then you'll be more than fine. Now if you have like 6 people, you'll probably just kill it within like a minute or less, more or less. So yeah, the raids are pretty decent. That's where accessories drop as well. Now I would assume there'll be more raids in the game, in the full release at least, but yeah, currently now it's only Behemoth, so I've done that a few times. It's pretty fun, but after a while it's just like, well, what else can I really do in the game? You know, it's gotten to that point where it's like there's not much for me to do. But yeah, I would expect raids to be becoming harder and more varieties as well. But the performance in the raid battle mode is pretty fun. You can send stickers and stuff as well to your teammates and everything, saying like, hi, I need help and all that stuff. I think these are like the same stickers from like the previous game as well, so I think most of you might have recognized it if you played that game. But yeah, it's interesting to see how raids will work. And obviously, what I mean by it is like with the future ones and everything, but there are two ways to do raids in this game, and it's either you're on the world map and you go to that position there to do it, or you just go to the battle menu and then you just select the raid there. Obviously I just said there's only two there, so you can actually use a ticket to specify which one you want. Between the level 15 and 4, you can choose random and not use a ticket. Obviously, I'm just going to do random because I don't really want to waste my tickets, which I think a lot of people will probably do as well. But yeah, raids should be fun when it actually comes out, but we'll just have to wait and see. Now, before I wrap this up, I'll talk about character customization. Oof, I had a tongue twister there. About the game, I should have probably done this at the start, but yeah, character customization is quite good, honestly, for the most part. At first I kind of thought you couldn't like change your character's color, but me being me and kind of stupid sometimes, I didn't realize that you actually had to be like near on the basically like at the beginning of the creation, and you would see like the color palette there. So you can do it there. There is quite a few colors to do. There are a fair amount of customization options to do for your costumes as well, so you can change like certain colors of it, so you can like mix and match and everything, which is quite nice. So you can just make your own fleshed out character, which I've kind of done at the moment. You can change the eye colors, the eye pupils, they can have different color eyes, your hair can have like different color shades as well. So yeah, they've actually done quite a good job with it. Obviously you have a choice between male or female body, or in this game they call it type A and type B. Then there was an option for voice, but it was locked out, so I would assume when the full game comes out, or even the next beta, we can select our voice. I would assume the voice is just for the battle sounds and everything. I don't think they'll be voiced like during cutscenes and stuff, which would be nice, but I mean, your average gacha game, they don't really have that anyway. But yeah, I'll give points to them for actually having a good character customization. Maybe one thing that they could add is like customizing your keyblade color as well. That would actually be quite nice as well, but we shall have to wait and see. I've been talking for like a good 20 minutes now, so yeah, overall right now, I would say Kingdom Hearts Missing Link is in a decent state. It has the potential to be a good game. The question is Square Enix gonna actually handle it well? Because currently it just seems like with all the gacha games, like after a while they just close it off. Like, I think the latest one being the Final Fantasy one as well, which is quite a shame, because I think that one I at least saw was doing quite well from what I saw anyway. And it seems like a lot of people were quite annoyed that it's just like, oh, we're shutting up shop now. So yeah, this game, it definitely has potential. Hopefully it's not a thing where it's like you need to play this to understand like Kingdom Hearts 4 or something, because then it's just gonna be like a whole mess again of the old generation where you had to play it on GBA, PS2, play it on DS and everything. It's sometimes they just gotta keep it simple. But yeah, overall I enjoyed what I've played so far. Obviously it's quite bare bones at the moment. Hopefully like in the next beta there's like more story and like more content to do as well. Maybe more keyblades to use as well. But yeah, I've enjoyed it for now. I think when it does come out, I think a fair amount of people will enjoy it. I'll just say don't try and like take it too serious. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been more of a freestyle video instead of me like reading off a script or anything. Yeah, if you've got any questions about the game, let me know down below and I'll get back to you. So with all that said, I'll see you guys later.